Welcome back to another Tesla News Week update from January 26th to February 1st. Amid the coronavirus outbreak in China, Tesla has made supercharging free for anyone in that area. They're just trying to do whatever they can with such a disaster going on. Even if it's a small thing, it can mean something big to somebody else. So props to Tesla for taking action.
Last week I mentioned a new software update that was coming out, 2020.4. This week they released a newer version of that, 2020.4.1. Basically the same thing. It was mostly just bug fixes and things that are under the hood. Not really any visual differences compared to the previous update.
If you need to replace one of the Aero covers for the 18-inch wheels, Tesla is now selling them individually for $25 a piece. We honestly didn't know they weren't doing this already, so this is great information if anything happens to those covers.
And on Twitter, there's been a leak for the Performance Model 3 forged wheels that were supposed to be part of the referral program. Those are just now starting to be prepared to be shipped, it looks like. But honestly, I feel like this is a little late. As of recording, it's been exactly 1 year since the referral program for that ended. So it looks like they're just now getting to it. And the fourth quarter earnings call finally came out this past week on Wednesday. And we're not going to focus too much on the financials because that's really not our strong point. But there were a few things that we did want to touch on. The first thing is that Tesla is fully profitable for the first year ever. In the past, they've had a few profitable quarters, but this is the first annual profit that they've shown. And the next thing is Tesla Energy. In 2019, Tesla deployed more in energy storage than in any of the years previously combined, for a total of 1.65 gigawatt hours.
Model Y is actually already in production, and first deliveries will start the beginning of March. This is way ahead of Tesla's original goal for fall 2020, and it's amazing that Tesla is ahead of the goals that they've set.
This is like the first time ever.
The range for the Model Y has increased from 280 to 315 for all-wheel drive.
And it looks like the rear-wheel drive actually might not even be produced. Maybe they'll make it later in 2021. Maybe they won't even make it at all. So if I were to venture a guess, they probably won't do it at all because they don't do a long-range rear-wheel drive for the Model 3 anymore. So that's my guess. And then there's new rims for the Model Y. So before it was 18 and 20 inch, just like on the Model 3. This has been updated. It's now 19 and 21 inch, similar to the Model S. And kind of to go along with that, before you could previously buy a Model 3 all-wheel drive and then pay like a $2,000 upgrade to get the performance boost. Basically, you got a performance vehicle, but it didn't include the bigger wheels, the bigger brakes, or the spoiler on the back. Now this option is basically gotten rid of, or at least you pay the full price of a performance one. On Tesla's website, you can see that the performance package is optional. You get a little bit higher top speed, a little less range. It doesn't cost any extra. So if you want to go stealth, or basically make it look like it's not a performance model, you can get that at the same price. Or if you want those extra upgrades, you just sacrifice a little bit of range for it. So instead of getting a stealth version that's a performance for $2,000 more, it's now $6,000 more than that for any performance variant.
The Cybertruck reservations are unlike anything that Tesla has ever seen before. For comparison, Model 3 reservations were about 400,000. We don't have exact numbers for the Cybertruck, but we do know that they're quoting potentially 3 to 4 years to fulfill the orders that are already placed. After the quarter 4 earnings call, we got a little bit more information on things. So here we go.
One of the things that was mentioned was that the battery and drivetrain day should be sometime in April. This is basically where they dig deep into more information on what they're currently at for technology and what the roadmap is for later on. They did one of these last year for autonomy, and it was pretty cool, so I recommend looking that up. I'll leave a link below for you. And then Elon talked a little bit about the plaid powertrain, which is basically what they're calling the 3-motor setup in the next generation of vehicles. He talked about how this technology was something he didn't even think would be possible and that it's alien-like, which I think is really saying something coming from Elon, who's a really big dreamer. So this plaid powertrain should increase range and performance on both S and X variants.
Tesla stock shot up after the earnings report and call. It went from $580 to $640, pretty much 10% in one day. So if you're invested in Tesla stock, congratulations to you. If you're shorting Tesla, not a great time for you.
So it looks like there's a leaked dyno test mode that you can put your car in. To do this, you'll put your car in park, You'll turn on the left blinker. You'll press and hold the Tesla T at the top until it does a little flashy thingy. And then when it pops up to type in a code, you can type in dyno test and hit OK. And this is gonna do things like disable the traction control, things like that. And you can go and do donuts if you want to. Be careful. This is not recommended to be driven on streets. It even will show that on the screen. And then to turn it off, there's two options. One is you can go into the settings and power off the car, or easier is just get out of the car and next time you hop back in, it'll be turned off.
A couple weeks ago, we talked about accidentally making purchases in the upgrade screen on the Tesla app. Now it looks like you have about 48 hours to cancel that upgrade. However, you can only do this once. So if you do it more than once, you're out of luck.
And we also talked about the Third Row Tesla podcast. I believe it was last week, possibly the week before, but they did the interview with Elon and they just had a part 2 come out this past week. One of the biggest pieces of information that we've gathered from that is that Elon said that autopilot has basically just had a foundational rewrite and that's almost complete. We don't really have any more details on it other than that. And the S and X have actually gotten an update on their warranties. So in the past, it used to be 8-year unlimited mile warranty on the battery and drive unit. That was just recently upgraded to 8-year, 150,000 mile, whichever comes first. And the battery has to retain at least 70% of the original capacity.
And on to Elon tweets. His master plan has been written since 2006. He made a song called Don't Doubt Your Vibe. Link to it on YouTube below.
And then the best part, supercharger updates. We had 4 permits that were issued, 3 in the US and 1 in the UK. For new sites under construction, there were 13, 8 of them in the US, 1 in Germany,
1 in Belgium, 1 in Bulgaria,
1 in the Netherlands, and 1 in Sweden. And then lastly, there were 10 openings, 8 in the US, 1 in Canada, and 1 in Taiwan. And as always, thank you so much for watching. We appreciate it a lot. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let us know if you have any questions at all. If there's anything you want to see in the future, let us know. And other than that, we'll see you in the next one.
Model Y.
You're going to have to start
Wow.
over.